Here are my findings from the first video. Gasoline will instantly ignite with an ignition source at or above about negative 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Kerosene is a little bit different. It needs to be minimum 100 degrees Fahrenheit before it will ignite. In my case, it was closer to 140 degrees. Kerosene burns hotter than gasoline. My results were 10 to 15% hotter. Kerosene burns longer than gasoline, and my results were about 18% longer. So, will the engine operating temperature increase running kerosene? I'll periodically check the temperature of the cylinder head and the exhaust, running both gasoline and kerosene, to see if there's any significant difference between the two, and if kerosene does increase the operating temperature, by how much. So this will be a follow-up gasoline versus kerosene video. If you haven't seen that first video, now would be a good time to check that out. So this will be part 2. I'm using a different tractor. The first tractor was a 2-cylinder John Deere. This is a 4-cylinder Fordson F. So it's quite a bit of a different animal compared to the John Deere B. So periodically I'm going to check the temperature of the cylinder head between cylinders 1 and 2, and also a spot on the exhaust pipe down here below the carburetor bowl. Right about there, I'll take it. Every time I take the temperature, I'll make sure I'm in the same exact spot on the pipe and the same exact spot on the cylinder head. So I'm going to start the tractor, get it pulled out of the shop out into the fresh air. It's about 41 degrees out there today. It won't take long for this to get up to operating temperature. good thing the experiment was over. So the old lady's tucked away back in her spot in the rear of the shop here. Probably stay here for the winter. So this run was only 20 minutes on gasoline and only 20 minutes on kerosene. What is not practical to check and what would be really interesting is to be able to run the tractor for like 6 or 8 hours under load conditions on gasoline, and then another time run it under the same conditions as running kerosene, and then again compare operating temperatures. However, I think that I can draw some conclusions based on the results and make an educated guess on what might happen on an all-day run under load conditions. So besides the results and the numbers themselves, what I also thought was interesting, again, just like on the John Deere B, I noticed no change when the tractor switched from gasoline to kerosene whatsoever, or when it switched back from kerosene to gasoline. The only thing I did notice, the exhaust smelled different. It smelled like a kerosene heater to me rather than an old tractor. But yeah, these old tractors definitely run well on kerosene. Just got to get them up to operating temperature first. Thanks everybody for watching. This was a fun experiment for me again. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.